Hi, everyone. This is Jessie.
And I'm Francesca.
And we're here with the Empower Her Through Real Estate podcast. And we are excited to have our second episode today, where we talk a little bit about the market in Maine and also in the United States. That's where we're at.
Yeah, we're going to jump in. But in the meantime, what have you had going on recently? Anything
Oh,
cool?
God, so much.
I mean, okay, wait. Taylor dropped news today.
I saw that.
1989 Taylor's version.
I will say, 1989 is nostalgic for me because it was college.
Me too. I was going to say that was my freshman year of college.
Okay, well. It was my senior year of college. It's fine.
But it was such like a time capsule. Like I remember watching, like being in my dorm room and watching the Wildest Dreams video on repeat over and over again.
Yeah.
I was obsessed.
I was dancing in our kitchen to the songs with all my friends.
Yes.
Drinking. Responsibly.
Of course. No, I'm so excited.
1989 is honestly not my favorite album.
Mine either, but it's iconic.
It's always very exciting to have some Taylor Swift coming out.
And I can't wait to see what's from the vault.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
I can't.
It's to die for.
Other things, I just listed my house for sale.
Yes,
which,
she did.
Let me tell you, I have never sold my own home before. I've sold many homes, obviously, but never sold my own home, which is a whole different ballgame and super stressful. And like, you want everything to be perfect. And now I totally understand where my sellers are coming from.
Every time you text me, I just keep thinking, this is just going to make you a better agent. This is just going to make you a better agent.
Yeah.
But I can only imagine. And the pressure.
Oh, the pressure.
The pressure's
like,
on.
Don't screw up.
Yeah. And you're doing all the
I better be able to sell my own house.
That's the thing. You're doing all the things we tell all of our clients to do. You're doing everything right, and it's gorgeous.
Exactly. Thank you.
It is. It's gorgeous.
So much fun designing that house because did you see the previous pictures when we bought it?
Yes. Well, and I just remember your previous kitchen too.
Yeah.
Like
wasn't horrible, but wasn't anywhere near where it is now.
Compared to today, it's night and day.
Yeah. It's insane.
It's beautiful. She switched the dining room and the kitchen.
Yep.
The kitchen's way larger now. You have 10-foot island in there?
Yeah, 9 feet, which is just crazy.
Huge.
Yeah. Someone will be very happy in that house. We'll keep you posted on the next one, how it went. But yeah, so that's another thing. Haynes turned 5 months old today.
Holy cow.
Which is just insane.
Where is the time gone?
I know.
He can't be 5 months. Yes, he's going to be sitting up soon all by himself.
He already likes trying to hold himself up, and then he'll just face plant.
He's going to be an athlete.
He better
I can just
be.
tell. I can just feel it.
Both of his parents were athletes. So there's no art bone in our bodies. So if he's some artsy, it's gonna be the shock of the century.
Where did this
More
come
power
from?
to him. But you should have seen my husband and my art from birthing class.
Oh my God, it bad.
Literally looked like a 2-year-old was trying to draw. So
yeah, it wasn't great.
No, not great.
But they were hilarious.
We will see.
And they're framed, right, in his nursery.
Oh no, but we should do that.
I thought you framed them.
I mean, that would be pretty embarrassing, but that's okay. Maybe
it was hilarious. It was good.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had a couple closings. So that was great.
Good.
My listing in Yarmouth closed. I'm very happy that one's handled and over with for them.
Yeah, that was a complicated one.
It was a complicated one, and we'll probably get into that at some point.
Yeah,
we'll give the breakdown. And then some first-time home buyers closed yesterday, which is always so rewarding. Mm-hmm. And they love this home, and it has so much character. Good. And he's handy, and he's so excited to start renovations to update it.
More power to him.
Exactly, a lot like what you did with your home, kitchen first, things like that, and it's just gonna be stunning. So that felt really good.
That's awesome. Yeah,
I love those days.
Yeah, those are the most rewarding days.
First-time home buyers. It's longer, it's more education, but it feels so good.
Yeah. Definitely. When someone's starting to build that equity and really their biggest first step, really.
It's huge. I mean, it's a huge leap. It's the largest financial decision most people make their whole lives.
Definitely.
So jumping in is no small feat, and I'm so proud.
Yeah. We can be proud for our clients.
We're so proud.
We're always proud.
I knew her too. I've known her for a little while. We met in law school.
Oh, nice.
And so when she texted me, I was like, heartbeat, yeah, of course.
Yeah, let's
I'll
do
help you. And then she already had a house that she loved.
Oh my God.
I didn't even go to see it with them.
Oh my God,
But we had them under contract within 48 hours.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
It was a whirlwind. It was incredible, but gotta love
That's awesome.
Something like that. And of course she did. She already had one picked out. She's like, no, this is the one. This is what we want. Just
we need it.
Yeah. Can we get it?
You better do your job and get it.
Exactly. Like, can you get it for us? And I'm like, all right, let's do that.
Let's do it. Oh my God. Well, we're both been very busy, so that's exciting.
Yes.
What's new in the world of real estate since we last chatted on this podcast?
Oh my God. What's not new, I guess.
I know. I would say like the biggest thing that I've seen, especially in the Maine market, is that August tends to be slower.
Yes.
And the reason for that is because everybody seems to go on vacation right before school.
Oh, of course.
Or they're trying to get ready for school. They're planning. They're just trying to soak up the last days of summer.
Well, August is really peak summer in Maine. It's our best weather.
Yep.
And again, most people go back to school at the end of August. So everybody's getting in their vacations and things do slow down. Not to mention we've already had such low inventory that any decrease in inventory feels really substantial.
Really intense, definitely.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, so the past couple of weeks have been interesting.
To say the least.
But yeah, it seems like it's trending like similarly for the past couple of years during the COVID era of houses. Yeah. So we'll see. Inventories, staying the same or going down. We'll see if it picks up again back when we get into September. So I'm excited to see that.
I am too. I'm kind of hoping an uptick over, Labor Day weekend?
Yep. Usually right after
that. I think this one we'll see things shift.
Definitely.
But yeah, episode 2. I believe we left off last episode promising a little recap, an overview of why we don't believe this market is heading towards a crash, because we do hear word on the street. People, or I guess lay people is the term. Yeah. The average person that's not involved in real estate on a daily basis thinks that that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of things in the news that are freaking people out as well, which we're just trying to cool it down a little bit and like come back to reality and understand what's happening and why, especially in the Maine market and the United States too, why we don't think there's going to be any sort of a crash happening.
Right. We do want to put a big disclaimer out here. We're not psychic, unfortunately, as much as
we would be rich if we were.
I was going to say, as much as I'd like to be, I would have picked that Mega Millions numbers if that was the case. I wouldn't be here. I do this for fun.
Oh my God.
But we don't have a crystal ball. What we want to talk about is data, basically, and the reasons we feel it's not going to crash are backed by data, not just opinion.
Yeah,
but obviously something crazy could happen. Then
you never know. You never know what's going to happen, right? So the main point is real estate. It's always a good time to buy. Why? It's usually, most of the time, especially right now, you're going to have increased value over time. And I think year over year, it's usually averaging about 6%.
Yeah.
So,
which is incredible.
It's like, better than a lot of stocks. It's great. It's it's a very solid thing to invest in, right?
Even better than some high yield savings accounts. Like, that's a solid number.
Yes, definitely. So you have that going for you. But especially right now with the way the market's going, there's just no inventory.
Exactly.
So the biggest misconception is that we might have a crash because prices are so high right now. They've increased substantially in the past 3 years, right? Since 2020.
It's the whole idea of the bubble, which is not what we're in right now.
Right. So the difference between the last recession was we had an issue with loans, right? We were getting people qualified that didn't actually qualify, and those people were paying for a house they couldn't afford, would foreclose, and then we had extreme amount of inventory for those properties that were on the market because of that.
Exactly. And that was the last crash. That was the last major crash. There was something, I didn't even know this till I got in the business, so I'd love to explain this to people. There was such a thing as a no-doc loan, meaning you didn't have to provide proof of income. I don't even know if they pulled your credit. Essentially, you got a mortgage with very little information to show them that you could afford it. Yeah. So no wonder there were a lot of foreclosures, because people were getting swung into loans that they couldn't, in their wildest dreams, take on. And not to mention, there were so many people taking out our mortgages without any understanding of what those were either.
Right.
So entirely different. Lending practices are so much tighter, so much cleaner, so much safer these days. We're not seeing that. What we're dealing with is really typical supply and demand issue.
Right.
It's basic economics.
Fun fact, I was an economics major in college.
Really? Oh my God. So you should probably be explaining this.
Oh my god!
Communications
I really was an economics major strictly because I wanted to go into business, and that was like the closest thing at a liberal arts degree college.
Oh my God,
supply and demand. Let's talk about it.
It all comes down to supply and demand. So we have a ton of people who want to buy homes. Millennials are now the largest group of people trying to buy homes in America, but I believe boomers are still the largest group of people actually buying property.
Yeah,
I think that's correct.
Yeah,
they have the equity to do it. They've had property. They've been building that equity for many decades. It's much easier for them to spin that equity into their next home, whereas first-time home buyers don't have that. So it is tougher out there for first-time home buyers.
And we have a lot of student loan debt.
And we have a lot of student loan debt.
Which also starts up October 1st. So keep that in mind.
Don't remind me. I actually have to go reprogram all those. I haven't done that yet. Mine got bought by someone new, so I have to figure that out. I don't know if that's happening to you guys.
Yeah. Just like with mortgages.
Exactly.
They get bought out.
Yeah, they just get bought by someone new and I have to figure out who to pay now.
Yeah, exactly.
Keep it simple. Just take my money. Don't make me work for it.
Yeah, exactly. Just don't let me cry anymore.
That too.
But yeah, so supply and demand's huge for what's happening of why we think it's not going to be doing a crash anytime soon.
Exactly.
Like, a lot of people, not a lot of houses.
Exactly.
That means houses are either going to stay, just as much in demand, and they're going to be either level in price or they would go up typically with a low supply and an issue.
Another huge factor that has led into this issue of not having enough supply is that we haven't kept up with construction. For the past 20 years. I had a figure here. I got to pull it up because I can't remember what it was. Yeah, it's been 20 years. So population growth has outpaced building new homes for 20 years now. That's a long time.
Right.
So it's going to take a long time to catch up with that.
Right.
I mean, we just haven't built enough homes for the amount of people we have in this country. And that's specifically geared in America. I don't know what's going on anywhere else.
Probably similar.
I would imagine other places in the world.
Yeah.
So we just don't have enough homes. It goes right back to it.
Right.
We are starting to see construction kick up again a little bit since the price of goods have finally, not labor so much, but price of goods has gone down a little bit.
Yeah.
That's helpful. That obviously was a huge issue during COVID and the pandemic as well. Everything was crazy expensive.
Stuck on ships.
Yeah, and stuck on ships.
In the ocean somewhere.
What was that thing where everything was stuck on that huge ship?
Oh, well, that was just there was like a lot.
Yeah.
There was a lot of those, I think.
Suddenly it was like, it took months until water came back to the canal or something.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
Okay, I'll have to show you a picture. It's the craziest looking thing I ever saw. My brothers were like giving me updates all the time. Like, why do you care about this? It was all geared towards Walmart, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, God. Yeah, so low supply, high demand equals a lot of demand happening in the future with higher prices continuing to rise because there's just so many people in so little homes.
Exactly.
Due to more people buying, more people in the marketplace, people being encouraged to buy homes when they're younger, boomers who want to downsize, which is the millennial who wants to buy that size home. There's just so much competition happening and not a lot of homes. So that's number one reason why, it probably won't crash.
Right.
Why is it a good time to buy right now, even with prices higher, Francesca?
Frankly, because getting in now is always smarter than waiting. You have this time to gain equity in your property, not to mention that when interest rates start to come down, prices are going to soar. That's just how things go.
Yeah,
home prices are going to increase. It's going to get harder. Yep. That many more buyers are going to flood the market because they're seeing that interest rates have come down and they think, oh, this is my time to shine.
Right.
And you're going to have that much more competition.
Right.
So it's just smarter to buy now if it's feasible for you, if it makes sense financially for you, and then to refinance later on when rates come down.
Right. Especially if it's a long-term home, right? If you're only going to be there a couple of years, look at it as an investment that you're probably going to be building equity in that home. You might have a high interest rate for those 2 years, and then you might move on, right? And a lot of people, a lot of millennials do that. If you're going to be in it long-term, you're going to refinance, right? So you're going to have a lower payment in the future. So no matter what, you're benefiting.
Exactly. And most first-time home buyers live in their home for, 5 years now on average?
I think.
Oh, less.
I think it's 3 to 5.
Oh, goodness. Okay. Yeah. But that still gives you time to build equity.
Oh, totally.
And you're paying yourself. You're not paying a landlord.
Right.
And on average, your mortgage payment is probably still going to be less than what you're paying for rent, depending on what city you live in.
Right. Portland's nuts. I mean, you can't even find a rental. You think buying a home's hard?
Try to find a rental in Portland.
It's impossible.
It's next.
I know. If you want something nice, 25 to 3,000 is like the bare minimum. So
or get real comfy with some
studio living.
Yeah, some studio living or some roommates.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
So it depends on your lifestyle too. What are you looking to do?
Right.
But this is why having a reputable realtor in today's market is more important than ever, because we can sit down and explain all these scenarios to you and help you understand why waiting might not make the most sense for you long term.
Or maybe waiting is the right decision for you.
We can help you.
Everyone's very different. Exactly. Everyone's situations are different. Yeah. This might make sense for me. It might not make sense for the other person. So having an agent who will sit down with you and have that conversation with you point blank, have your best interest at heart is super important. Don't just pick the agent that's going to hard sell you, because that's super important not to deal with, especially with buyer's agents. Exactly.
And I know we both have these conversations with people every day. We've told people it's not a great time to sell. We've told people it's not a great time for them to buy. Mm-hmm. Those are people that will understand and respect that you were honest with them and come back to you later.
Totally.
We have no shame in having those conversations. Right. And there's no shame in just finding out either. Even if you're not in the space now to buy, you don't know that until you start having these conversations.
Those are conversations we have every single day just to make sure that, you're in a good place, because you don't want to buy a house, be house poor. You don't want
That's the truth. You want to be able to go on that trip once a year. If you like to take a vacation, suddenly you can't do that.
Have some fun with your life.
Right. Especially if you're young and you're buying your first home. You don't want to suddenly not be able to DoorDash food.
I can't even afford to DoorDash food. It's like $40 just for delivery. So I think that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life.
You're also out in Gorham, so I guess
at DoorDash we will not be sponsoring this podcast.
No, not for Jesse. Feel free to call me. I'm more of a Grubhub gal anyway.
Yeah. Usually the best place for Gorham the best thing for Gorham's Uber Eats.
Is it Uber
actually?
Eats?
Yeah.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just that much. Like it's a little farther out, so people. It just costs more.
It's more rural. So one of my favorite times to encourage my clients to buy and also sell is fall, winter. And the reason for that really is because a lot less buyers are looking during that time, so your competition is just far less. And the sellers that are selling are more serious most of the time.
Actually, I think your dad taught me this, and it's a little crass, I guess, but he calls it bargain shopping season, which is kind of true. There's just only occasionally, because again, the seller's more serious. Perhaps they're selling because they have to sell, not necessarily because they want to. People that are selling usually specifically right around the holidays. This is opportunity, or that's how I see it. It's opportunity for buyers, especially first-time home buyers.
Totally.
If you don't have much leverage, but
it's a good time to jump right in.
It's the perfect time to jump right in. Yeah. And we've both gotten multiple first-time home buyers under contract in that period of time.
Several. I would say last year, my biggest season was the fourth quarter. Wow, I think I did, I don't even know. I know what I did for GCI, but I won't say that. It was like a lot. Okay. It was almost the same as what I did for the first 3 quarters.
And I feel like that's when I really started ramping up too. Yeah. I think I got 3 back-to-back under contract in a short period of time.
Right. I just sat down with a couple that is selling because they need to upsize.
Okay.
And they
love that problem.
Yeah, I know, right? So they're in South Portland. They're looking to move to Gorham, Scarborough area, want good schools. They want to find a home. And we talked a little bit about going in the fall, winter, just because it'll maybe be a little bit easier for their current situation.
Right.
And South Portland's so hot that it's not going to be slowing down in fall, winter. So it's a perfect time for them to kind of jump on that. I personally went under contract on our Gorham home in December.
I thought so.
And we were the only offer. And this was we closed in January 2020. So this was December 2019.
So right before everything got crazy.
Exactly. And we had been looking for, I think, 6 months. And we were going up against, even at that time, 5 to 10 offers. Okay. And all of a sudden it just shifted because right around the holidays, it was right after Thanksgiving. Right. No one's around, no one's looking. Yeah. And people are heading into all the holidays of December. Yeah. So it's a fantastic time to purchase if you're looking for a slightly less competitive market.
I agree. And there will be slightly less or substantially less inventory typically during this period of time. So you will have less to look at, but it's a great strategy. You have more leverage. And I really recommend it for first-time home buyers. Yeah. If you don't want to compete against 20 other offers, which is what we're seeing again in some of the higher most desirable areas in Maine.
I would say under 500,000.
Exactly. Yeah. We're seeing that every day.
Yeah.
I think it's a wonderful way to go.
Yeah. So that's something to potentially consider.
Yeah, and we're happy to talk to you about that. And essentially, if you want to take that route, I would start talking to somebody about pre-approval now.
Yep.
Start getting your ducks in a row, because then at least if you don't want to go through the pre-approval process, they can tell you what you need to do to get in a good position to get pre-approved right before you start hunting in the fall.
Exactly. Or if you're not in a place to purchase, you'll know that, and you can get your credit up.
Exactly.
You know, so there's just so much. It's good. It's better to be prepared.
Yes, and then
Definitely.
you're not. And then you don't feel like you're scrambling to get all your docs in last minute too.
Exactly.
Yeah, we could have an actual plan. I actually just sat down with some out-of-state buyers, and they're going to be ready to go in November.
Oh, perfect.
And I explained this whole process to them. They are first-time home buyers, but they're coming up from Boston, so they are at a higher price point compared to some other first-time home buyers. But even they want the leverage.
Yeah.
So it's a great time.
Yeah, it's a great time to amplify your search.
Absolutely.
That doesn't make sense.
No, I get it. I get it.
Anyway, so if you guys have any questions about anything we've talked about, you can always message us on our personal pages or through the Empower Through Real Estate podcast Instagram.
Yes, so we're most active on Instagram.
Yes.
We're going to be all over the place shortly here.
Yes.
But
We're trying to figure it out.
Exactly. Technical stuff. We're figuring it out. We're not professional podcasters yet. Give us till episode 5 or something to get there.
Yeah, exactly. There's a little bit of a learning curve here.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
We actually don't have our episode content nailed down for next episode. So if you have any suggestions, we would love for you to DM us.
Yes.
Or text us if you know us.
Yes, give us some suggestions.
Please.
And we also really appreciate everyone who reached out to us and said they loved the first podcast, because we had so many DMs. It was ridiculous. People texting us, reaching out, calling, everything.
We've gotten immense support. It feels so good.
Yes.
It definitely got us amped and ready to go.
We're like, oh, maybe we can do this.
Yeah, we got a little ambitious. We're like, maybe we'll film 2 next time. We're not. But we just got so excited. We have a long list of people that are going to come on and guest star.
Yes.
And we're going to, interview them and ask them questions. Other women in multiple industries, not just real estate. And we are so excited for that.
We are very excited. So thank you for everybody for listening. We would love to hear from you, like we said, but we also want to thank our sponsor, Integrity Mortgage. And we are just super excited to continue this journey with you guys.
Thank you for listening.